I got y'all some chipping action. We're gonna just chit chat for just a little bit. Now, this day and time, everything's very costly. We all work very hard for our money. You want to spend it on what you know is gonna work, what you feel like is gonna work for you, your best bang for the buck kind of deal. These chainsaws, for instance, have gotten very expensive. I mean, you're looking at $1,100 something for a 400. Both of these are 400s. This is the one that I bought from Blake at Biddy back in summer. It was actually in May, right there at my birthday. I bought it. And then this is the newest one that I just got back a couple weeks ago from the guy over in Georgia. So saws, you know, time you add tax to them, they're not very cheap. And then, of course, you can rig them out however you want to. You can put, you know, a bark box on them, and you can put the dogs on them, and you can put the side cover on them. If you do all that, you put the dogs, the side cover, the chain catch, and then the bark box, you can spend up quite a lot of money. And again, money's not very easy to come by for most of the population anymore. What I do is when I post a video, I tell the good and the bad stuff about each thing. And it's being transparent, because then that allows you, I'm not pushing anything or telling you, hey, go get this or go get that. Then you watch the video and you can go make up your mind what you want to do, what you want to get. So on this right here, I like the bark boxes a lot. I had a guy he didn't really get on me, but he was pointing out some things. He was talking about the side covers. And he said the gunning, or the sight, well, I call it the sight, felling sights is what it's actually called. Felling sight is recessed on the West Coast saw, and you don't have to paint it. This one right here is recessed also, and you don't have to paint it. All right. Then he said it's got a wider opening on it. It does. It's wider right there than this one is. But there is a big difference right here. This one does not drop down as far this way as this one does. See, it comes out quite a bit further. And he said it's easier to get the chain back on the sprocket. That's true. That is very true, because you don't have as much room right there to get up in there and get the chain back on the sprocket. So you got that going on. Of course, this is $159. This one does not have captive nuts. His new ones do. I love the captive nuts because, like, if you take this side cover off, you're dealing with 2 nuts plus the side cover. So you got 3 pieces. You take one that's got captive nuts on it, you take it off, you're dealing with 1 piece, and that's that. You can decide whether you want to spend the money to get, you know, one of these or not. I've got 2 of these now. They came on 2 of the saws that I bought from him. But every saw I've got, I have spent probably a couple $1,000s now with Gordy, with West Coast Saws, buying bark boxes, because every saw I've got's got them. They got the West Coast dogs on them. And then some of them have got the air filters in them. This one's got the air filter in it. And some don't. My 661, it's got the air filter in it too. You know, I'm talking about the max slow stuff, you know, the better stuff. But again, I think it's important to share that, and then you can decide whether you want to go and buy, you know, the side cover and the dogs and the bark box. Now, the drawback to the bark box was, and the same guy, Jason, said that his non-issue, he said he wears gloves on his when he's running his. And I wear gloves too on mine. And it will still, if you got gloves on, you'll know it pretty quick. But the thing I wanted to ask Jason was what do you do to alleviate that right there? This is the full wrap that went on my 500. And my 661 over there in the floor is doing the same thing. I ran the 500, run it more than the 661. But, and you know, if you're cutting like we do over here, we're trying to cut our trees as low to the ground as we can. And of course, I'm doing a lot of stump grinding on top of that. So I'm cutting stumps off. But when you start sawing this exhaust, is, you know, the ground's, when the saw is right here, I'll just show you. So you're, what, 4 inches from there to the ground. When you key that saw up, actually, let's see right there, she's setting level now. When you key that saw up, that stuff is blasting the ground right here. If it's really dry like what it's been in the last 3 or 4 months, it's doable, but it's not a lot of fun to run like that. So keep that in mind. And when it blows down, then that exhaust pocket comes back and it ends up right there on you. And again, it's just putting that out there to where you can look at the videos and you can say, hey, that is something that I'm really interested in. I'm going to spend my money on that, or hey, no, I'm not going to. That's the cool thing about it. We all have choices, and in no way am I saying you need to do this or you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? I give my thoughts and my likes and dislikes on it. And what the beauty of everything in the whole world is what I may not like, you may love. What you may love, I may not like. And it's not going to hurt. It's not going to stop the world from turning around and around. The fact of the matter between the two saw manufacturers, they're both great. I love them both. Sure, one's got pluses on this side of the spectrum, and the other one's got pluses on this side of the spectrum. And then this one's got minuses, and that one's got minuses. The 462, I hit metal with it Friday, and also hit metal with my 592. With Derek up there working for Dad up there on the job up there, taking some of those trees down. I still got a few more to take down up there with him. And I smoked a 12-penny nail that was drove into the tree. It was into the center of the tree. And I filleted the entire top of it off with the 592. And it actually didn't, the chain, it affected it cutting wise, but it really didn't hurt it too bad. I was really surprised about that. The 462, got to do a little work on that bad boy. And then at the end of this video, I'll show what I hit my stump grinder to today. There was 5 of them in the picture in my hand. And then right after I took the picture, I hit number 6. And it was down in the ground at the base of the stump. I guess they were trying to hammer the stump into the ground with those nails. I don't know, but yeah, buddy. Lovely, the stuff that people stick in the trees, man, and then people like me end up hitting it later on down the road. So, yeah, we'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.